do y'all think? Because I'm trying to cycle it back to the video, right? She was talking about how money changes, uh, how you live, how your parents live, what your investments and all of that, right? When you do you think that how your parents lived, that you are supposed to change their lifestyles in retirement? Or do you think they must be in the same position that they were when they? Because she
You
was
said,
talking about how you take care of your family in retirement, right? She was like, well, how you take care of your parents. Do y'all think that you should upgrade your parents' lifestyle from the way that they lived prior to you, like while you were growing up? Or I don't know how I'm answering the question. My bad, man.
yeah, I think you do have a duty to your, that's it's part of my order of priority is my family, and so like, I think you do have a duty to make sure that they cool, like they good. Like for example, if my mom struggling, she 50, or I see my dad struggling, he 55, 60, whatever. I'm not just gonna lie. If I have the ability to change that, I would. And I think that I don't think it's something that I want to do, but it is something that I prepare for. Just like I have to prepare to be, if I want to be a father, God blesses me for that. Like I have to prepare for that. You know what I mean? So like, like we're gonna get older at some point, and I do plan on out like living my mom and dad at some point, because it's just they're older than me, and so when I see my dad like move his family in with him when they was living out of state, things that he does for his family, I mean, I can see the kind of effect it has on him, but you have to prepare for those things, because they took care of me, when I was when I was in Pampers and diapers. So at a certain point, like we gonna get older, and we're not gonna be able to take care of ourselves at a certain point. So I think that's our responsibility, at a certain point. If they, so I think to answer your question, I think yeah. You should prepare for that. Like you should think about that. If family is like high on your priority list, which it is on mine. So, but there, it's a catch-22. You don't want to ever not put yourself in a certain situation where you're not living the life you want to live to do that for your family. But at the same time, you want to make sure that like, you want to think about these things. Like if anything was to happen, I can be able to take care of, a house that my dad had, and if something happened to him, like I don't want it to lose it, to the state or to the county, right? Like if I don't pay the taxes on it, so I want to be able to pay that. Think about, okay, what are the taxes to a certain, maturity level, certain point in time in life. Like these are the things you want to start thinking about. Just because at some point, you want to, at least for me, I want to get ahead of it sooner rather than later. So.
Okay.
I don't think, well, I guess that's his opinion, but me personally, I don't owe any obligation to taking care of my parents. And it's not they raised me, so I got to take care of them. No, that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? I can see making sure they don't go to the old folks home or something like that. But as far as like leveling them up, that's a privilege. That's if I get the opportunity to, and I want to do something generous, I'll do that. Like,
Right, that's
I
what I
commend
said
a
too.
lot of NBA players for making multi-million dollars and buying their mama house. That's cool, but you're not obligated to do that.
Right.
In fact, I think Kobe Bryant's parents are beginning to sell his championship rings and shit like that. I think that as an adult, you know what I'm saying, you have 24 hours in a day to get your shit squared away. If you happen to bring kids in there, you can't bring kids in the world with the hopes of them investing in you whenever they come up. I mean, it's not supposed to be that way. You're supposed to, get them developed so they can grow wings and fly, not in hopes of them coming to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you go and work and you retire and make a living for yourself, and then just hope that they can do the best they can and bring you some grandchildren in. But that's just my thought on that. I might be a dickhead for that.
All right.
When these parents are expecting the kids to fully take care of them and upgrade their lives, like they have to make sure that they were completely investing into the kid the whole time. That kid got a business idea, you should be the one pumping all the money and making sure that happened. If you didn't do that for your kid, you should not expect them, with inflation and all that's going on. They have kids and all this other stuff, more stuff than you have on your plate, or the same for a miracle to be pulled out at the last minute. It's not going to happen. So people have to adjust their expectations. And with all the stuff that's happening right now, everybody just got to be understanding. And if you have to downgrade, downgrade. Some parents don't want to downgrade. Some people don't want to make those tough calls, but then they want to depend on their kids. So everybody got to make hard choices.
Do you think it changed? So if your relationship isn't that good with the parent, right? Or you felt like you was cheated out of certain things in childhood, would you still feel the necessity to try and help to that degree? Or does it change depending on how the parent
It
was?
depends. Some parents don't like they might be like they may do things that they don't respect your autonomy. They don't respect who you are as a person. That's going to affect how you show up for them eventually. Like you can only take so much, but if that person they went above and beyond, like some people they do the basic stuff, they do the bare minimum as a parent, and they want kids to just go above and beyond. It's like no, you should get whatever you gave me is what I should have to give you. If you went above and beyond one time, then that's what you should expect. But you should never let you should be their parents' safety net. Of course, you wouldn't let something bad happen to them. But yeah, I do believe in taking care, helping your parents and all of that stuff. They helped you, but at the same time, it's like do not. I'm not going to sink my kid because I didn't plan everything out all the way. If they can't, then they can't.
Yeah, like I think for me, I was first generation, so I see my family not really have anything but move me and my sister up out of the hood and all that. So for me, it's like I don't feel like I'm obligated to do anything for them. If they need help, my grandmother need help, like I'm gonna help them. You know what I mean? Like if I had a means to, especially if I'm ripping around the streets with the homies or traveling or doing whatever else. Like me personally, I would much rather help my family if when necessary. You know what I mean? But my family don't ever look at me as like, oh, like Daryl do it or like Daryl, can you do this? Can you do that? Like for me, like they'll never put their hand or ask me for nothing. I think I just put it upon myself to be able to let them know, like I just appreciate them.
I could never be my parents' safety net. I'm sorry. I got two beautiful sons, and I plan on having me a little girl one day. I would never be a safety net for my parents. I have to reserve that net for my children.
And kind of add some context. 'Cause at the end of the video, she said income is going to dictate what happens, what kind of future your parents have, and what happens to them.
Right.
And the way I was thinking about that is that a responsibility that should fall on your income, or was that something that they should have set up prior to you? That way, you're not responsible for what happens to them, i.e., how they're buried or their retirement plan or things like that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I see you going. I want to